The Celestial Turks of the Kok Turks, and sometimes as its Anatolian Turkish form Kok Turks, were a nomadic confederation of Turkic peoples in medieval Inner Asia. The Kok Turks, under the leadership of Bumin Qaghan and his sons, succeeded the Rouran Khaganate as the main power in the region and established the Turkic Khaganate, one of several nomadic dynasties which would shape the future geolocation, culture, and dominant beliefs of Turkic peoples. Etymology: the Old Turkic name of the Kok Turks was Turk, Kok Turk, or Turk. They were known in Middle Chinese historical sources as the Thutkiat. According to Chinese sources, the meaning of the word tujue was combat helmet, reportedly because the shape of the Altai Mountains where they lived was similar to a combat helmet. The name Göktürk is said to mean Celestial Turks. This is consistent with the cult of heavenly ordained rule, which was a recurrent element of Altaic political culture and as such may have been imbibed by the Göktürks from the predecessors in Mongolia. The name of the ruling Ashina clan may derive from the Khotanese Saka term for deep blue, Asna. The word Turk meant strong in Old Turkic. Origins: the Göktürk rulers originated from the Ashina clan, who were first attested to 439. The Book of Sui reports that in that year, on October 18, the Tuaba ruler Emperor Taiwu of northern Wei overthrew Zhukmujian of the northern Liang in eastern Gansu, whence 500 Ashina families fled northwest to the Rouran Khaganate in the vicinity of Gaochang. Peter Benjamin Golden points out the possibility that the Khaghans of the Turkic Khaganate, the Ashina, were themselves originally Indo-Europeans who later adopted the Turkic language but continued to use titles from their earlier Indo-European languages. German Turkologist W. E. Scharlib points out that many common terms in Turkic are Iranian in origin. According to the Book of Zhou and the History of the Northern Dynasties, the Ashina clan was a component of the Xiongnu Confederation, but this connection is disputed, and according to the Book of Sui and the Tongdian, they were mixed Hu from Pingliam. Indeed, Chinese sources link the Hu on the northern borders to the Xiongnu just as Greco-Roman historiographers called the Pannonian Avars, Huns and Hungarians Scythians. Such archaizing was a common literary topos, and implied similar geographic origins and nomadic lifestyle but not direct filiation. As part of the heterogeneous Rouran Khaganate, the Turks lived for generations north of the Altai Mountains, where they engaged in metalworking for the Rouran. According to Denisina, the rise to power of the Ashina clan represented an internal revolution in the Rouran Khaganate rather than an external conquest. According to Charles Holcomb, the early Tujue population was rather heterogeneous and many of the names of Turk rulers, including the two founding members, are not even Turkic. This is supported by evidence from the Orkhon inscriptions, which include several non-Turkic lexemes, possibly representing Finno-Ugric Samoyedic words. Eastern Turks under the Jimmy system. On May 19, 639, Ashina Shui and his tribesmen assaulted Emperor Taizong of Tang at Jiusheng Palace. However, they did not succeed and fled to the north, but were caught by pursuers near the Wei River and were killed. Ashina Heksang-u was exiled to Lingbao, after the unsuccessful raid of Ashina Shui on August 13. 639. Taizong installed Qilibi Khan and ordered the settled Turkic people to follow him north of the Yellow River to settle between the Great Wall of China and the Gobi Desert. In 679, Ashide Wenfu and Ashide Fengzhi, who were Turkic leaders of the Chani Protectorate, declared Ashina Nishafu as Khagan and revolted against the Tang dynasty. In 680, Pei-Xingzhan defeated Ashina Nishafu and his army. Ashina Nishafu was killed by his men. Ashide when few made Anatolian Khagan and again revolted against the Tang dynasty. Ashide when few and Anatolian surrendered to Pazingjan. On December 5, 681–54 Göktürks including Ashide when few and Anatolian were publicly executed in the eastern market of Chang'an. In 682, Turkic Khagan Anatolian Kok revolted and occupied Haisha Castle with the remnants of Anatolian's men. Rulers